Merhabalar herkese. Eğitim seminerlerine hoş geldiniz. Groningen'de lisans ve yüksek lisans programları hakkında öğrenmeniz gereken tüm detayları arayın. Lütfen sorularınızı soru cevap bölümünden yönlendirmeyi unutmayın. Yes, Errol, the stage is yours now.
Hi everyone, merhaba. Good afternoon from sunny Groningen today. Thank you very much for joining this session, which we're dedicating to Turkish students who are looking at studying abroad, and especially in the Netherlands or in Groningen. We've got a few slides for you today, and hopefully we'll have some time at the end for you to ask some questions to us. So, my name is Errol Sula, not the one that you see here in the slides. By the way, all the photography here on the slides are taken from students at the university and areas of the university. My name is Errol Sula. I am one of the student engagement specialists here at the University of Groningen, part of the central marketing team. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the University of Groningen and who we are and what we do and what the engagement we have so far with Turkish students especially. So what we'll cover today is why Groningen, the teaching methods that we offer here at our university, a little bit about the admissions and registration. We'll touch base on the STEM program, so our largest faculty, which is Faculty of Science and Engineering. We'll tell you a little bit more about them because it's a very popular programs that they offer for Turkish students, but also for international students in general. We'll tell you a little bit about the housing, and we'll leave a little bit of time at the end for questions. So, for those of you who don't know where we are in that little red dot here in the map, which is called the Netherlands. Quite a small country when you compare to the size of Turkey. Amsterdam being the international airport, the Schiphol airport, is about 3.5 hours flights from Turkey, from Istanbul. Most parts of the country are reachable within 2 hours, given the proximity that we are to all the bigger cities. So Groningen is it's about 2 hours from Amsterdam on public transport, which is a great public transport here in the Netherlands by train. And we do also have a very local airport here in Groningen. It does do flights to Turkey, but mainly the holiday destinations such as Antalya and Alanya. So again, do check whether there is any suitable flights for you. We are, as a country, the Netherlands, at the crossroads of all Europe, meaning that from Groningen or from Amsterdam, you'll be around an hour and a half away from all the major hubs such as London, Paris, Berlin, Madrid, and so on. City of Groningen, very much a student city, is made by the students, for the students. 1 in 4 residents is a student, meaning that the average age is very young, 36 as of last year, the reports last year. It's a small city, about 250,000 residents. We've got 2 major universities here, so us and University of Applied Sciences, Hanze. Like I said, bringing the total of students to about 65,000, 1 in 4, obviously. It's a very friendly city, very safe. We've got pretty much our mode of transport is bikes. There is more bikes in the city than residents. Think of it as each person here would have at least 2 bikes at home. So please do learn how to cycle. If you are thinking of coming here or anywhere in the Netherlands. Pretty much, we say the distance from A to B will be a 15 minutes max. So very, very easy to get by. It's an international vibe, given the amount of international students and international companies that we have here, meaning that obviously to start with, your Dutch language will not require. I'll touch base a little bit later in this presentation about the Dutch and how much you need it. The Netherlands is the best non-native English speaking country in the world. So pretty much everywhere you are here, you'll be absolutely fine speaking English, and everyone speaks English at a very high level. Groningen has been voted in the top 10 safest and happiest cities in Europe. As of last year, we were number 3 in the ranking of happiest cities in Europe. And this year, there was a report that we were number 2 actually on an overall safety and happiness and the way of life here. So it is very much a city that we appreciate, and it's got a great way of life. It's got a lot of startup companies outside of the Amsterdam area, which is obviously our hub. It's got the biggest startup companies, meaning that our students that graduate, they come up with ideas, and they are encouraged to start these startup companies, which do very well in terms of being sold to other bigger corporations or becoming big corporations themselves. And for any of you here online who are thinking of studying AI or computer science, Groningen has been chosen as the city where the European Union will build their AI factory, which is big news for us. And it shows obviously how involved the university, Faculty of Science and Engineering, is in the field of technology and AI. The University of Groningen, it's an old, prestigious university. It was founded in 1614. We celebrated our 412. We're celebrating the 412 year anniversary this year. It's a research-oriented university. So for those of you who do not know the difference between a research university and an applied science universities, those are the 2 types of universities that you can find here in the Netherlands. So research universities is more about preparing you on questioning the why, and the applied sciences would be more on questioning the how, more hands-on. We rank highly in all the global rankings. Currently, top 100 in the Times Higher Education as of 2026, so number 82. We have roughly about 34,000 students, of which a third of those are international students coming from 120 countries worldwide, so around 9,400 international students. We offer about 170, 180 degrees fully taught in English, be this bachelor degrees or master degrees. We are divided in 11 faculties and 10 graduate schools, meaning that we are one of the broadest universities here in the Netherlands, meaning in the sense that we provide programs in all subjects that you can think of, from science and engineering to social sciences to arts and humanity, law, economics and business, spatial sciences, and so on. And as a unique selling point, he doesn't need any selling actually, we have a Nobel Prize winner for chemistry who is still teaching here at our Faculty of Science and Engineering, one of our newest buildings, which was opened last year, which is the biggest high-tech building here in the Netherlands, was named after him. He won the Nobel Prize in 2016 for chemistry. So, and he still proudly teaches here. So you're bound to bump into a Nobel Prize winner every time you're here in Groningen. Like I said, we are a research university, meaning that we offer bachelor degrees, we offer master degrees, and we offer the research and PhD. The bachelor degree are 3 year long, followed by a master degree, which can be a 1 or a 2 year master, and the 4 year PhD research, where we are very well known here in the country for the environment that we offer to our PhDs and researchers. Of course, a lot of our students decide to go on the working after their master degree, but most of our students will be doing the bachelor and the master as a minimum when studying here. We focus on all the disciplines of science and technology, and it's a good mix of theory and practice. we encourage critical thinking and problem solving. So think of it of, the lecturers will be opening the floor to you to argue the why and to question the why, rather than just sticking to what you're being kind of like taught in the theory. Teaching methods, you'll have very close contacts with all your lectures. Our semesters, we do have 2 semesters, and pretty much this is the same way in everywhere you look in the Netherlands. So there are 2 semesters, and each semester is divided in 2 blocks, meaning that we've got 4 blocks in total. These blocks will be of 10 weeks each. You'll have around 7 to 8 weeks of lectures and project work and individual work, and then followed by 2 weeks of exam. So you're looking at 4 exam periods per year, per academic year. There is a good mix, like I said, of lectures, tutorials, lab work, seminars. Looking at it at the first year of a bachelor degree, for example, a lot of these lectures and tutorials will be mandatory to you. So please make sure that you attend all of these. Later on, it's a bit more, you can kind of like make your plan around which lectures to attend and whatnot. And like I said, education is based on research, heavy research. So meaning a lot of discipline is required for self-learning rather than being told what to do in a classroom. So you'll be given a lot of theory, a lot of books to go and read and do your research yourselves. A little bit about the admissions. The deadlines that we have. So on the bachelor level, we have 3 at the moment, 3 numerous fixers programs, which are our selective programs. They have an earlier deadline of 15th of January. So if you're looking to apply for 2027, September 2027, the application will open on the 1st of October this year, and you will have until the 15th of January to put your application in for the numerous fixtures program if you are applying for psychology, international relations, or economics and business. International business. The rest of our regular programs, they will have a deadline of 1st of May. So at the moment, 2 weeks ago, the deadline passed for the applications for September 2026. So at the moment, our admissions office are very busy in terms of like going through all the applications that they have received. Again, please don't leave it till the very last moment to put your application in, because as an international student and a non-EU student, there are further steps that you are required to take when putting your application, meaning that delays are expected. This year and next year, we will also have an early bird application for. This year it was only for 2 faculties, for Faculty of Arts and Humanities and Science and Engineering, because it was a new incentive. Meaning that if you were to put your application before the 28th of February, you are guaranteed to get a decision within 4 weeks. Normally, an application will take between 6 and 8 weeks for you to get an answer back. So in this case, as an early bird, you are guaranteed to get a decision within 4 weeks, meaning that you can use the time left to concentrate on other matters such as housing, for example, which I'll touch base a little later on. In here that we mentioned our bachelor requirements. So the main thing, obviously, for you to know, if you are currently following the Turkish high school diploma, that on its own will not be enough, will not be admissible in our university. We are looking at introducing a foundation course maybe next year. So please watch this space and do keep an eye on our website and news or on our social media. But at the moment, with Turkish high school diploma, you would need one of the certificates, such as the following the IB curriculum, or the AP, or the GCSEs, in order for you to be able to apply here. And of course, we've got the English requirements, which are all mentioned in our website. All these slides will be shared, and the recording of this webinar will be shared with you, so you don't need to take any screenshots for now. But all the information is on our website, explaining what you need to have to bring with you to be admissible. There are certain courses, certain degrees where you need specific courses as well. So all of the ones at FSC, for example, the science and engineering, will require mathematics as a standard, and some of them will require mathematics and physics, or mathematics, physics, and chemistry. So please do pay attention to those requirements. So the master entry requirements are slightly different, because we're looking at the previous education, the university that you've been, whether it's been a research university or a university of applied sciences. The English requirements are also mentioned on our website. So we accept IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge, Pearson, and language certs as 5 certifications. In some cases, additional documents are needed from your previous education, from your previous university where you've been, and some of the masters might be assessed on a one-by-one basis. So it's a little bit more kind of like grayer than the requirement that we have for the bachelors, where it's pretty much everything is listed on our website. Some masters do offer a February intake, meaning that you can start your master degree in February or in September. For the February, excuse me, for the February intake, the deadline will be the 15th of October. Dutch language, not a requirement. Like I said, the country, everyone here speaks a very high level of English. Of course, as a student coming here, we always advise for you to take some Dutch lessons, purely because it makes that settling in process a little bit easier, and also your networking here within the Dutch community. If you'd like to, we offer 100 hours to our incoming students, so you can make use of this. And there is also an online, free of charge introduction to Dutch language, which is actually done by our university and is offered to all the students out there. So do look it up. If you're thinking of making the Netherlands your home after your studies, I always suggest that a little bit of Dutch goes a long way. I'm an international here, living for 14 years. I took the Dutch classes and I get by okay. I mean, my Dutch is not perfect, but like I said, it will help in that settling down process and the networking that you'll have with the Dutch community. Talking a little bit about the cost now. So all the applications will need, we have an application fee, which is the admin fee to put an application in. At the moment, priced at €100 per application. And these are the fees that are currently for the September intake, so September 2026 intake. The ones for 2027 are not yet made available to us. Those will be from the government, the Ministry of Education, later this year, around October, November time. So the EU tuition fees are, so this will apply to all EU members, and including the Dutch students, are set at €2,695 per academic year. And the non-EU varies per faculty. So you're looking at a bachelor degree between the 14 and 20,000 euros per year, and a master degree between 20,000 to 25,000 euros per year. All the rates, the tuition fees are mentioned on our website and also in our international guide, which I encourage you to find in our website. And we currently estimate our living costs at about 14,000 a year. rent being, of course, the biggest expense that you will have. You can work as a international student here up to 16 hours a week to reduce these living costs. So please make use of that as well. There is a current NL scholarship which you can look up. This scholarship amounts to 5,000 euros. It's a one-off payment, and it's only for the first year of your study. You can very easy to meet the criteria, because all you need to do to have is to be a student from outside the European.
Teknik bir aksaklıktan dolayı biraz bekleteceğiz.
Hi, Zeynep, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, I must have dropped off, so apologies.
No worries.
I will just go back to sharing my screen again, and I believe, right, I think I was here when I dropped off, if you can confirm.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So very quickly, sorry, apologies everyone for dropping off. I don't know what happened here, internet issues, as you can tell. The application, obviously, you'll be doing the application through StudyLink, which is our centralized application system. And then from there on, you'll be complying with our admissions office in terms of sending all the documents and uploading them in our online application system. And of course, you'll finish the application directly with the university. These are a few links to our website and an email address to our admissions office, who will be your best people to contact with any questions that you have regarding your application, but also your chances of being admitted to any of the degrees here. So please do reach out to them. There is an application guide where we pretty much put a step-by-step guide on the whole application procedure. And all of our information is found at rug.nl/SIA. After applying, again, you'll be in close contact with our admissions office via their email or telephone number that they have on the website. There is the English language certificates which you'll need to supply, and most importantly, sending the certified copies of your academic results. There is a deadline for all of these when you need to send them by. I believe for the non-EU students, it's set as 1st of July. Now, there is a few of you that might not have the grades ready at that time. we in our website, we do explain how you can extend that deadline, you know, so it needs to be done through your school or through your high school counselor, who will write to our admissions team with your predicted grades and then asking for for the extension of the deadline, so that come mid-July and July, you can then send the certified copies of your academic results. The visa application, it's done through our immigration service desk. There will be the team who will take care of your the visa application and the residence permit. So they will tell you all about it. And again, they will also have their deadlines in place. So please do pay attention to their emails once you have put the application in. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about the Faculty of Science and Engineering for the next 3-4 minutes, purely because this is our largest faculty and very, very popular at the moment, you know, given that it's a big drive in the Netherlands to study high tech. So we can see that the number of Turkish students who are applying to our bachelor and master degrees in science and engineering is growing year on year. I've been attending the IFT fairs for the last 2 years now, and pretty much 60% of the students and the parents that we see there, they show a great interest in studying one of our bachelor or master degrees in science and engineering. A little bit about the faculty. So roughly about 8,000 students and academic staff, 50% of which are international. There are 13 English-taught bachelor degrees and 25 English-taught master degrees. It's got a unique combination of fundamental and applied research. And of course, you will have access to cutting-edge research labs and facilities. One of the buildings, like I mentioned before, the newest one that opened last year, named after our Nobel Prize winner, Ben Veringam. It's the biggest, the largest high-tech building here in the Netherlands. So you'll have access to cutting-edge, state-of-the-art labs and facilities. The bachelor degrees are 3 years. You'll have mandatory courses, and then you'll also have elective, and you'll have a chance to take minors as well if you wanted to, be this within the faculty or outside the faculty. You'll have the thesis at the end of your 3-year bachelor degree. And good to know that none of these 13 bachelor degrees that we have at Science and Engineering have any matching or selection process. So if you meet the requirements, you are good to apply. STEM programs, the master programs are the 2 years. You'll have a mandatory and elective courses and two research projects for most of these programs, and you'll have an internship and opportunity on the 2nd year, and of course the career services within the faculty will get you in touch with a lot of career opportunities after your master degree. These are our current 13 bachelor degrees, fully in English. So going from artificial intelligence to mathematics, physics, astronomy, biology, biomedical engineering, chemistry. So a lot to choose from. All the entry requirements for these programs are listed on our website. So please do pay attention to the non-EU, non-Dutch diploma, so international diploma, and what we require you to bring with you in order to be admissible to these programs. And these are the 25 English-taught master degrees that we're currently offering. So a lot of them will be a combination of the same as the bachelor degree, the same name, but also with a few more which are explained here and on the website as well. How do we support you during your studies? So we've got a lot of welcoming events starting from mid-August. We've got student service centers here. So pretty much from the moment that you set foot here at the University of Groningen, you will be looked after. On the first year, we provide mentors for the start of your studies who will help you in that, what we call probably the hardest semester. It's always the first semester, especially for our international students. Obviously, it's a new country, new culture, new weather, new language, new everything. everyone takes time, obviously, to settle in. The first semester is the toughest one here at the university, and you need to pretty much start from the 1st of September. There is no kind of like such thing as, oh yeah, the first few weeks, obviously, we're settling down. No, the actual classes and the lessons do start from the 1st of September. So you'll have your mentors, you'll have your study advisors, obviously, for each program, who will advise you, and then you will also monitor your progress. And there's a lot of student associations, study associations, so related to your studies, but also associations for native, for Turkish students, for example, who can help each other. And like I said, each faculty and a central team will have a career services dedicated to your career outside of once you finish university. Housing is one of the biggest kind of like stresses here, so please do start looking early for a house. There is enough house in Groningen, however, don't leave it till the last moment, and please do broaden your search a little bit outside of the city center. It's a small city. You tend to take to get more for your money once you leave the city center. Be aware of the scammers. There's a lot of scammers out there, so please do not pay any deposit if you have not checked or verified that the address is legit. And in terms of like the prices, we estimate it to be anything between 500 to 800 a month at the moment, depending on what type of accommodation you go for. So you can share an accommodation, a big house with multiple students, or you can go for a studio apartment, which will be much more expensive and have your own facilities. These are the events that we're running each year, so we encourage you to sign up for these events. So Bachelor Open Day will be 3 times a year. This is a physical, so we run it here on site. Master Day we run twice a year. Student for a Day twice a year. So you can sign up for, but you need to be here in person. The web classes are something that I encourage you to look at, because these are fully online, and you can sign up for 4 of these web classes. And it will give you a good idea of what the program is about and what it is like to be a university student here at the University of Groningen. So very, very popular with our international students who cannot come here in person. We have campus tours on request. We have a lot of requests from parents and from high school counselors who are here with students. So please get in touch with us if you are here in the country. We are not far away from the likes of Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and we encourage you to come and see the city and see our facilities, see our lovely buildings. And you can connect with us on social media. The email address is perspectives@rug.nl, and you can chat with our students if you were to scan this QR code. So we've got current students, student ambassadors per program, or you can chat to another Turkish students, obviously, that you feel comfortable in chatting with. I think this is me. This is the last slide that I have. This is our aerial photo of Groningen. Like I said, a very small city when you compare to the likes of Istanbul and Izmir, where I've been. So it's a lovely student city and very, very safe. So if any parents are listening here during this webinar, I encourage you to even come and talk to us face to face when we are attending the IFT fairs in October. But we will try and put your mind to rest that your children will be coming to a safe and happy city in Groningen. I think this is me for the presentation. I think we will take some question. Oh, lovely. Someone has met me in Istanbul. How lovely is that? I will probably go a little bit. Again, if there are any very specific questions which are for our admissions team, I encourage everyone to write an email directly to them, because I cannot provide that expertise now without having to look properly on our website, and we only have 10 minutes, obviously, to cover this. So I've received a conditional offer for the Masters in Marketing. My current IELTS is 6 overall with which doesn't meet the faculty requirement. I completed my entire bachelor degree in Istanbul, which is fully taught in English. Does this qualify for me? Again, yes, I remember the chats that we had, Baris. I encourage you to write me an email. My email address is e.sula. I believe I've given you a business card back when we met. It's e.sula@rug.nl. So please, I'll type my answer here so you can have my email address for any of you who are wanting to get in touch. Because I will need to put this question to the faculty, but also to our admissions board. So that's what I will do after this session. Which scholarship opportunities are available for international students at the University of Groningen? We do have a section on our website called Grant Finder, and I will type that one here as well. So if you were to search for Grant Finder, you'll find some scholarships which might be available to you. As a rule of thumb, we don't have many due to our tuition fees being heavily subsidized when you compare to the likes of UK and US. There is the NL scholarship, which I mentioned in these slides, which is 5,000 euros towards your living costs. And like I said, there is an opportunity, obviously, to work while you're here, meaning that you can reduce those living costs while you're studying. Do you accept Turkish high school diploma? Like I said, not on its own. So it needs to be combined with the IB curriculum or the AP or the GCSEs. Everything is mentioned on our website. So when you go to the Turkey as the country, basically, for the what diplomas we accept, everything will be mentioned in there. The IELTS requirement will be 6.5 overall. Again, mentioned on our website under the language requirement. So please do check this while you're on our website. I was wondering what makes an application stand out that you consider as admissions office. Well, very good question, by the way. It's when you look at it, you might get the impression that getting into a university in the Netherlands is quite easy, because once you meet the requirements which we list on our website, then you're good to go. When we're looking at diplomas, for example, we're not asking for a minimum or maximum score. We're just asking for a pass rate. Sometimes, a lot of students or parents might kind of like deviate and say like, well, how do I stand out from the rest of the students? How can a top 100 university not look at the high achievers, for example? The fact is that we want to make a university accessible to everyone. And university is not for everyone. So those who are disciplined and those who are hardworking, those are the ones that will survive the university life. So again, the university life is tough. You'll have a lot of homework, and you'll have a lot of study to be done from the word go, from the 1st of September when you start. That will show basically whether you stand out from the rest or not, but we're not at the application process stage of your student journey. We will not be looking for anything that stand out. Now, if you're then applying for one of the selective programs, the numerous fixes, the procedure is slightly different, because you'll need to meet the criteria when it comes to the grades that you are providing, but also do an additional test or an interview if this selective program is a master degree. So it's on the basis on how that test goes or how the interview goes, then you will be ranked with all the rest of the applicants. So say, for example, psychology, they have 250 places. Sometimes we have thousands of applicants. depending on how they do on that test that we give them to do, they will be ranked the top 250 students. Obviously, they will then get an offer to join the course. Is Dutch language support provided for beginners? Yes, I mentioned this on the slides as well. So you'll have access to 100 free hours of Dutch courses. Again, you can do more if you wanted to. I mean, you can, as a student, you also get good rates and very heavily discounted rates here at our language center, which is run by the university. So please do make use of it, but also start with 100 hours to start with. And I think that will bring you up to about between a B2, a B1, B2 level in Dutch. Do you have any specific suggestions for essay? This is quite an open question because I don't think we're asking for any essay. So I suggest that you write to us at prospectives@rug.nl or directly to me at e.sula@rug.nl. Is there any first come, first serve policy in numerous fixes programs, or does the university wait for all the application? No, we will wait for all the applications, so everyone will get a fair chance. And I mentioned a little bit about the how the numerous fixes work. So it will be on the basis of your results of the test. So not a first come, first serve. Dutch looks like a language hard to learn. Yes, I agree. Do international students need to use it in a daily basis? No, you don't. There is a lot of international students in here, even for work, depending where you're going to find work. I encourage you to look for work within the university because we offer a lot of places here where we have international student assistants helping in our teams, or the faculty teams. University pays well, but we also realize that you're here primarily to study, meaning that we are more flexible in your weekly hours. But again, there are other companies that do take internationals. These will be restaurants, for example, hotels, supermarkets. We've got an IKEA here that you can work at. So no, I mean, it's not needed in your daily life, and pretty much all the Dutch people, when the moment they realize that you cannot speak the language, they will just switch into English, just like that. How does the university help international students secure placements in competitive industries? Very, very good question. I mean, I touched base a little bit on the beginning of this presentation that the fact that an EU AI factory will be built here in Groningen. Next to it, we have a massive Google data center just outside of the city. So we have a lot of connections with the industries. We have at the moment in the whole of the Netherlands, there's a big, like I mentioned, it's a big drive when it comes to getting high tech talent coming to the Netherlands, but also retaining the talent here. The biggest chip producer company in the world, ASML, for those who are interested in tech, they are based here in the Netherlands, so they're looking for talent all the time. So meaning that the whole the government, but also the industry is investing in bringing talent and linking that talent to the industry directly once they finish their master studies. Can international students work part-time? Yes, you can, up to 16 hours a week. Do not forget that you need to get the health insurance is mandatory here once you start working. So an international health insurance from Turkey will not be enough to cover your health insurance here. So once you start working, you need to get your health insurance, and you get help as a student, obviously, reimbursing some of the costs that you pay per month. But yes, you can work part-time. Any other questions which I haven't answered yet, I encourage you to get in touch with us. Like I said, all our contact details and touch points are mentioned in the slides that we shared. I am going to close it now before I'm being told off by Zainab. So it's 15:46. So 1 minute over my time. Thank you everyone for listening to me, and thank you for joining this session. And hopefully see you again in Istanbul and other cities that we are going to be present in this October.
Yes, thank you very much for the great presentation, Errol. It was very beneficial for the attendees, and we had a lot of questions. You covered them all. Thank you for your answers as well. And also, could you please share your email address on the chat box, so if they have further questions, they can contact you later on?
Of course, yep. I will put it straight away here.
And in the meantime, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. University of Groningen ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için chat kısmında paylaşılmış olan mail adresinden Errol ile her zaman iletişime geçebilirsiniz. Aynı zamanda Ekim fuarlarımıza da tekrar katılım gösterecekler. Thank you very much again, Errol. It was a pleasure to have you in our IFT talks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. See you in October.
Bye-bye. See you in October. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.